Divorce is really tough, and if you're trying to figure out what to do with your home, it can make it even harder. Hi, I'm Vittoria Logally, and today we're going to be diving into a topic that touches many lives: navigating real estate decisions during a divorce. If you're experiencing this or know someone who might be, just know you're not alone and you have the support and guidance from a trusted real estate agent. Before we dive into the video, about 83% of my viewers are not subscribers, so if you could take a moment and please hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Divorce can be an emotionally challenging time, and adding big real estate decisions into the mix can feel very overwhelming. With the right guidance, you can make informed decisions that's right and the best for you and your family. Child custody is probably the biggest factor in divorces. However, since many couples' largest asset is a home, it's also a very significant asset that needs to be split amongst two people. According to the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers, about 70% of divorces involve deciding what to do with the home. And here are 3 common scenarios on what divorcing couples do with the home. First scenario is when partner A pays off partner B and keeps the house. Second scenario is where partner B pays off partner A and they get to keep the house. And oftentimes we see this scenario when there are kids involved to minimize the disruption of their lives. The third scenario, which is probably the most common, is when the home is sold and they split the proceeds down the middle. Property division isn't always straightforward. It's super important to assess the fair market value of your home, which can sometimes be tricky if the market has changed from the time that you bought it or specific updates have been made to the home. And please keep in mind that the legal aspects can be very different depending on what state you live in. And if you're going down the path of selling your home and splitting the proceeds, then typically you would need 3 different appraisals or CMAs from qualified real estate agents to determine the sales price of a home. And if you want to learn more about how to figure out the market value of a home, please check out my video about how much a house is worth. When selling a home during a divorce, both parties basically need to agree on everything that's involved in selling a home and not just determining a list price. But here's a caveat to think about. If a home was purchased and was considered a premarital asset, so in other words, one of the parties bought it before they got married, that's a completely different story. And you should really check with your attorneys on how to proceed with a premarital asset such as a home. It's not as straightforward. Now, this is also assuming there's no prenuptial agreement, because oftentimes a prenup will predetermine how an asset such as a home will be split between a couple. Here's something to really keep in mind. A home is an asset just like a stock. However, it really holds a large emotional aspect to it, unlike a stock. For many, a home holds years of shared experiences and memories. Recognizing the emotional part can help both parties approach the sale with a level of sensitivity and professionalism. This is also why it's super important to work with a real estate agent. Selling a home is a business transaction, and a real estate agent will help you take the emotion out of selling that asset. Whenever there's too much emotion in a business transaction, wrong decisions can be made. And this is why you need a third neutral party to help guide you through the process. You need a realtor that both parties can agree upon and trust. And if they don't trust the agent, they won't trust the process. I recommend interviewing a couple agents and choosing an agent that neither partner has a connection with. Both parties need to sign the listing agreement, all of the disclosures, and then the final contract to sell the house. And both parties need to be made aware and be in agreement every step of the process. And certain states require attorneys to complete a real estate transaction. I do not recommend using a divorce attorney as your real estate agent. These are 2 completely different things, and it's super important to have a real estate attorney, which is then another neutral party with no bias and no allegiances to either party. With any home sale, a very important step is correctly pricing your home. A real estate agent will help you set a competitive price that'll get your home sold quickly. And you've heard me say it before, preparing your home to sell is an essential process. So declutter and deep clean. And making small repairs can go a long way, as well as having your home professionally staged. And when offers do come in, you'll need to negotiate carefully, focusing on getting the best price and the best terms without letting emotions take over, because often these emotions can actually sabotage a deal. And I'm sure buying a new home is very exciting and can mean a fresh start and new beginnings, but it's important to note that typically you should wait until after your divorce is finalized to purchase your new home. Otherwise, it can be considered a marital asset and make things even more complicated for you. So be sure to check with your divorce attorney first before you go out and purchase a new house. One thing to think about is possibly renting for a short period of time. Your long-term needs could change, so renting really could be a great option for you. And here's a few things to consider when buying a home post-divorce. Your lifestyle might have changed post-divorce. Are you looking to downsize and perhaps have less maintenance and go to a maintenance-free community? Or are you looking for a small single-family home? Obviously, considering the location, which is always my number one rule in real estate: location, 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 the amenities that the home provides, and obviously the size. Your finances will likely shift after your divorce. So reevaluate your budget and work with a real estate agent and possibly a financial planner to really determine what you can afford in this next phase of your life. Getting pre-approved before you go house hunting is essential, regardless of the phase of life that you're in. And truly understanding what you can afford is super important. And if you have children that go to public schools, something you might want to consider is maintaining residency in the current school district. And if you're making this transition during the middle of a school year, oftentimes the schools and the district will allow your children to finish out the school year without needing to change schools. But check with your local school district first before just assuming this. And take your time with this process because it is a big life change. And it's truly a great opportunity to establish a new fresh start to your life. Selling a home during divorce can be complicated, messy, and overwhelming. By understanding the legal, emotional, and logistical aspect of this process, you can make decisions that are in the best interest for yourself, your family, and both parties. And the goal is to be able to move forward with less stress. Look to your attorney, financial planner, and real estate agent for professional guidance, and possibly a good therapist too. Although this chapter of your life may be very difficult, try and maintain respectful communication with one another throughout the process. And I wish you the best of luck in this new chapter. Thanks for watching.